My name is Edward Clark, and I serve as Policy Assistant at Idaho Family Policy Center. We stand in support of House Bill 270, and we thank the sponsors for bringing it forward. The Idaho State Legislature has a constitutional mandate to, quote, further all wise and well-directed efforts for the promotion of morality, end quote. Exhibitionism flies in the face of morality and tends to degrade public virtue. As the bill sponsors have explained, current Idaho law is inadequate to address the lewd exposure of nudity or partial nudity in public places, especially in places where innocent and unsuspecting children are present. The innocence of children is being accosted on all fronts. Parents are constantly fighting to protect their children from lewdness and vulgarity. The last thing that these parents need is to be concerned about their children being exposed to lewd and provocative nudity in public parks and the streets of their towns. The damage a child can suffer from witnessing such indecent exposure is instantaneous and irreparable. For this very reason, the United States Supreme Court has repeatedly recognized a substantial government interest in protecting vulnerable children from exposure to overtly sexual conduct. This legislation furthers that interest by enhancing Idaho's protections against lewd exposure in public places. Now, it's important to note one minor detail about this bill that actually has a huge impact on how it would operate. It does require that the exposure would be lewd conduct, meaning that somebody having their shirt off mowing their lawn would not necessarily qualify. We are talking about people who are intentionally exposing their body parts with an intent of arousing their crowd or gaining some gratification themselves. So, in order to protect our children, safeguard the well-being of our communities, and promote morality in our state, I ask you to send House Bill 270 to the floor with a due pass recommendation. Thank you, and I'm ready for any questions from the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Appreciate your brevity as well. Senator Recty, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Clark, so I want to focus on this because part of the bill is about sex toys. That's part of the bill. Is your organization okay then if or do you find it a violation of the bill if you had, say, for example, a bachelorette party and they had necklaces with male genitalia on these necklaces and they're out on a bachelorette party, but they walk by a family with kids? Do you think that's a violation of the bill, or are you okay with it?
Mr. Clark.
Mr. Chairman and Senator Recty, thank you for the question. I can discuss that with the policy team and get a full answer back to you. But again, we are discussing specifically a lewd exposure. And so there are some instances in which these toys or products are definitely displayed in a lewd manner, which I don't believe are appropriate for children to witness. And then there are other instances in which they're not displayed in a lewd manner. And so it would really vary instance to instance.
Okay, so that situation might be okay with you under the bill. Okay.
Thank you, Senator.
All right.
Mr. Clark, thank you for your time.